Hi there, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video, I was able to show you how you can create a database, create tables within that database, and perform certain operations within SQL. And in this video, we're going to be taking it a step further to see SQL joins. What are joins and how do you use joins within an SQL framework? And we're also going to be checking out some advanced queries and like what we did previously is using an hypothetical company called TechCore. And TechCore has a business need, and we're going to be using some of this business requirements to formulate our SQL solution. So we're going to be continuing from the previous example, but this time around, a much different problem. The company realizes that it's TechCore that managing employee data alone is not sufficient. They need to combine information from different tables to gain insight into the relationships between employees and projects. So take note of this word, like I try to highlight some of those tricky words. Relationship is there because it's going to require us to create some join operations. This requires understanding of SQL joins and crafting advanced queries to extract meaningful information. So what are we going to do? The next thing is I break down the steps into different parts. The first, we're going to create a new table called project. And after that, we're going to insert some data into project. We'll perform some inner query. We're going to perform left join and also identify project managers, which is something we're going to do in this first part. So let's get started. And within my SQL, my SSMS, I've tried to put these numbers there so that when we are solving for each one, we have an idea of what we're doing. First is to create our projects. I'm going to refresh this because I still have so you can see that my table is just the employee table. We're going to create the projects table. So what do? We're going to say create table, and the name of the table I'm creating is called project. Create table called project. What's going to be the first column on project? The first column, I want it to be project ID. Project ID is the first, and I'm going to give it a data type of int and say this is going to be the primary key. All right. The next is going to be project name. What is the data type I'm going to give it? Let me give it varchar and give it a length of 50. The next should be the project manager ID. So this is going to tell us which employee is managing this project. And I'm going to give it int as well. We'll close this. You can as well put your bracket down. So let's see this and we'll click on create. Don't forget, ensure that your database is on the database that we created in the last video. And if you've not watched the last video, I'll put the description, I'll put the link on the description. You can see the link to the video and know how to create a database. You can easily come here and choose the database, which is employee DB, or you can come on top of this place or top of your query to say use employee DB. So any of this would work. So I'm going to run this, execute, successful. How do we confirm that our table has been created? Two ways. You can either do select all from project, the table I just created, and I'll try to run it. Shows is empty, or I can come here and right click to refresh, or I can refresh here and open up the table. So you see the table I just created called project is there and is available. So this first part has been completed. The second part says we should insert sample data into project. So luckily for me, I have this data here I'm going to be copying, and I have this data I've already prepared, which I'm going to insert. So I'm just going to copy this and bring it here, and I will paste it here. So what I have is the project ID, the project name, and the project manager name. They're all here. So I'm going to run from here and say insert into project. The table I just created, I'm going to insert all of this value into that table. And to do that, I'm just going to execute this. And when I execute this, I have 9 rows affected. I'm going to come back to run this and say execute. You can see that all the data that I have put in have been fully ingested, and I've inserted all of this data completely. And the number 2 has been taken care of, and I have data to work with in my project table. How do we create a join statement? We're going to be performing join between the employee table and the project table. First, I'm going to say select from employees, right? I'll just give it a name, to an alias, to make it easy for me. And I would say inner join projects as PRJ. This looks good. Okay, on emp dot employee ID, where it is equal to PRJ dot project manager ID. Because what we want to look at is joining on these keys, the employee ID, that's the keys for the employee, and the employee ID that exists in the project management table as project manager ID. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select some columns from employee. I'm going to say emp dot age, employee ID, emp dot first name, emp dot last name. And I'm now going to select PRJ, project name. From this, and this is the way join statement works. In my join statement, I'm going to explain again. I'm saying select this. Just indent this to make it easier. So I'm saying select this, all of these fields from this table. Join it to the project table. And these are the conditions for the joining. And when that is on, I'm going to run this. It returns all of this here. You have the different project, they are assigned to project A until you get to project I. Good. Perform left join. To perform a left join, what we are trying to do is to return all the value for the first table and any corresponding value from the second table. For an inner join, we're performing an intersection. Return every value that exists between this table and this table. Return all of those records. But for the left join, I'm going to copy this again. I'll come here to say left join. So instead of inner, so simple, isn't it? I'll say left join. And I'm just going to run this. You can see that employee ID 5 has no project assigned. And that's one way to go about that. So we're going to calculate the average age by department. Average age by department, I'm going to bring this again. Average age by department, I might not need all of these. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to say employee ID. Instead of that, I'll say emp.department. Department. And I will say average age. What is the average age? And I'll call this average age. So just to put this so you understand this alias, you might not need to do it, but for T-SQL, you don't need to do it, but it's good to put it there so that anyone that is reading it and does not really understand T-SQL will know what they're trying to do. As average age from employees as EMP. Good. If I do this, I'm going to have an error. The error because I have not grouped. I need to tell it that I want to group by this particular field here. So I'm going to copy this to say group by my department. And I'm going to select this and run that. And it shows you for every department what is the average age 35, 22, and 29. Good. So identify the project managers, which is something that we've done already by creating our join statements, and just to put it here. So we just delete to get the first name and the last name. We just want the project managers just to get their names alone and forget about the project they're working on, just the names of the project manager. So we're going to say select this and this from employees as EMP. In a join, we just want to get the project managers. In a join, project as PRG on this and that. And to do that, we're just going to select this. It gives us all of the names of project managers. You can see that there's a couple of repetition here because you have more than one employee managing different projects. If I want to return just the unique value, I can say distinct, and I run this. It's going to return just one of it. Initially, it was returning all of the names of the project manager because you have different employees. One employee is managing more than one project. You can have employee A managing 2-3 projects, and that is why you have all of that. But if you wanted to return just the unique value of project managers, you need to add a distinct to this to make it work. In a subsequent video, we're going to be diving more into this and seeing how all of this tie up, especially aggregation and a bit more complex query. See you in my next video. Bye bye.